We're here to define what a man is, right?
Responsibility creates struggle, struggle creates strength, and strength creates structure.
How many people care about what people think about them? Be honest.
As a man, you got to be able to protect not just yourself, but your family.
When we talk about being a man, it's your behaviors.
But I don't say any of this to brag. I don't say any of this to gloat my life up or I'm better than anybody.
I start crying. I'm like, why am I crying? And so what I realized was,
you put yourself in a target-rich environment. You are the only woman that paid for a ticket to come to this event.
If you're trying to teach your daughter to be around a certain man and you're not that man yourself, she gonna choose you.
Hey, let me not touch this nigga. He too clean. Where is that on you?
It's not on me.
It's not on you. The only reason why it's not on you is because you didn't choose it.
Find the women who can actually help you build. And here's some deep game for you. You don't have to have sex with all of them.
Since 2016, I've been following Lucario and Miles. Y'all changed my life. Followed by Uncle Ram. So ever since then, I've been getting a little bit of too much ass at times.
You know, as a man, there's a balance to it. Your purpose and pussy. And the heavier your purpose.
even if you lose the relationship, you don't lose yourself. And that's the most important part.
Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Seconds. Hold on, why is my shit out there? Ridiculous. All right, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Let me know you guys can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. Cause this fucking thing. Okay, you guys can hear me now. Okay. Let me know if you guys put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Okay, cool. I tell you, man, this fucking these hotel internets, man, is crazy, man. This shit, we trying to make this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? But it's like there's always like a lag. So I gotta double check and make sure shit is right. You feel what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Who we got up in here? June Sports, Bops, what's going on? What's up? Respect the Truth, AJ Lindo, main event flow, what's going on? No Data in the building. Big B, shout out to Life of Chapo, was good. Shout out to Nobody. Shout out to you, Phoenix Smiles. Marcus, what's going on? Who else we got up in here? AT is in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Polyamorous, simp, monogamous players in the motherfucking building, man. Shout out to everybody in here. We about to get it in. We are about to get it in. So appreciate you guys coming through, and we're gonna make it happen. So today's topic, man, and the phone lines are up 646-481-3901, 646-481-3901. So if you guys want to call up, you guys can call up and we can make that happen. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat and I will get to your question at the end. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So guys, make sure you guys go join the Bad Boy membership. Go to badboymembership.com and also go to masculineidentitymembership.com. Make sure you join both of those memberships, right? So that you can step up your motherfucking game. You feel what I'm saying? So today's topic, the struggle of good looks. Why some attractive men can't seem to attract women. Okay. So a lot of guys, unfortunately, they think that all you have to do is be good looking. That's the end all be all. That's going to be all you need to do. And that's going to be that. Right. And also, guys, make sure you go to MrLocario.com because I have a book called Looks Don't Matter. 7 Ways to Attract Women Without Your Looks. That's at Bad Boy Membership. That's at MrLocario.com. You said House Hawaii. Hawaii is nice, man. Hawaii is so weird. Hawaii feels like a whole nother country, even though it's supposed to be in America, but it feels like a whole nother fucking country. But Hawaii is on point so far. I'm feeling it. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, man, shout out to Hawaii and all that other good shit. Hawaii is on point. Yes, sir. Now, let's talk about this good looks thing, right? Now, why do certain guys who you would consider good looking, or some of you guys that are watching, like I'm a good looking guy and I'm still having trouble when it comes to the game, right? Now, the reason why a lot of guys have, who are good looking or who women who consider good looking have struggles in the game is because most of the time these guys think that all they have to do is be good looking. And what they do is they coast on the good looks, right? So that's where the struggle starts, when you start to coast on your good looks. So what that means is this: there are going to be certain women who might, give you attention because they think you're handsome, think you're cute, right? So what you do is that you start to just sort of say, oh, well, let me just kind of like, find the women who are fucking with me or trying to get with me or trying to give me some attention based off my look, right? Then what happens is that they run into women who really don't think they're that good looking. You feel what I'm saying? Because remember, looks is objective. So just because this girl thinks you're good looking doesn't mean another girl's going to think you're good looking. Just because this girl thinks you're handsome doesn't mean another girl's going to think you're handsome, right? So what happens is you're going to run into women who don't think you're handsome or good looking or whatever. So what happens is if you're attracted to that woman or you want to make something happen with that woman, you can't use your look. And then therefore you're stuck with having to actually have more than your looks to attract a woman. Now, what happens is this also is that if you run into enough women who are not impressed by your looks, then you're going to start to feel insecure. So because you made your identity about your looks mainly, when you run into women who are not fucking with you or not really, giving you that type of energy based off your looks, then you're going to feel some type of way. You're going to start to question yourself. See, this is what you guys have to understand. The reason why, let's say, for example, you'll hear a lot of times where women who are really hot or women who are pretty and all this other stuff usually are really insecure, right? The reason why the insecurity is there is because what happens is that they know how harshly they're judged on their looks, meaning that everyone's telling them they're beautiful. Everyone's telling them they're sexy. Everyone is telling them they're cute and all this other stuff. They're getting this feedback. So what happens is that they're very concerned about their looks. And then because they're so concerned about their looks, they're insecure because they always want to look their best. And if they feel like they're not looking their best, then they feel really, really terrible. The same thing happens for men. So if a man is so concerned about his looks and then he's not getting a certain type of feedback from a woman who he is interested in, right? He's going to feel insecure. He's going to say to himself, well, maybe I'm not as good looking as I thought I was. You understand what I'm saying? That's the thing that's going to happen. And see, this is the thing. Being a good looking guy who has no game is the fucking worst. I'm going to tell you that right now. Being a guy who is a good looking dude who has no game is the worst shit ever. You feel what I'm saying? But guys, if you want to call in, 646-481-3901, 646-481-3901 is the number. We got 372. What's popping? Who this?
Is that me?
Yes, sir. What's going on? Who's this?
What up, Locario? It's Amsterdam's finest from Amsterdam. I cannot donate to Cash App because we don't have that here.
You got PayPal?
Yeah, I have PayPal.
Okay, so you got to go to PayPal, or you know what you do? Go to MrLocario.com and then click on the top where it says send me a question, and then it has a donate button, and then hit that donate button and you just donate to PayPal and then call right back. All right.
Will do. Be right back. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right. So yeah, so the thing is, guys, is that, you know, if you are a guy and you consider yourself good looking and women tell you you're good looking, right? What's going to happen is that you're going to be in a situation where when you're interacting with women who aren't impressed by your look, you're not going to know what to do. And then it's going to make you insecure, and then that's going to affect your game. You said, come on, Locario, it's worse being ugly and short. No, let me tell you why. See, this is the thing. You guys got to understand this, right? If you're a good-looking guy, but you have no game, then you're very surface level, right? And because you're a surface level motherfucker, right, what's going to happen is that your mindset is easily swayed. So when you're used to, for example, getting attention because of your look, right? And then you're getting, let's say, for example, you get a few girls that'll hook up with you because of them being sexually attracted to you because of your look, right? You don't realize that the girls you're getting, right, are fucking with you based on the fact that they're just sexually attracted to you off jump because of your look. But what happens is that situation is usually a small amount of women, right? So what that means is you'll probably get more women who are going to check you out and think you're physically attractive, right? But doesn't necessarily mean they're sexually attracted to you, which means that it's going to be harder for you to get sex from those women. Now, there are some women who are going to see you and think you're physically attractive and also be sexually attracted to you because of the way you look. That's a smaller percentage of women. But the problem happens when you're only getting those type of girls. And what happens is when you're only getting those type of girls, when you meet other women who are in the larger majority, who are not just going to be swayed by that or just be sexually attracted to you because of that specifically, then you don't know what to do because your entire interaction with women are the women who are just giving it to you based off of you looking a certain way and being sexually attracted to you because of that. You see what I'm saying? This is why I'm saying that it's the worst, because what happens is that these guys don't realize they don't have game. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying when I mean that it's the worst, is that you're getting situations here and there where you might have a girl that's going to try to hook up with you because she's sexually attracted to you, right? Or you might get women who are checking you out. But the problem lies is that at the end of the day, what happens is that because you don't have game, right? You don't know how to maximize on the situations that you actually have happen to you. So let's say you get a girl that hooks up with you, but you're interested in her longer term. You're not going to be able to maintain that or keep that. Let's say you are trying to holler at a girl who is not impressed by your looks. You're not going to be able to know how to holler at her to make shit happen with her. What happens when you talk into a girl who thinks you're physically attractive, but you have a terrible mouthpiece? You're not that confident. And now she's like, oh, I'm not really attracted to him because he looked good. But then when we started talking, I realized he was a fucking dork. I realized he was a loser. So now I don't really want to fuck him. You see what I'm saying? So understand, a guy who has game knows how to use his looks to his advantage in order to make things happen for him. Guys who don't have game, right, are the type of guys who are able to get women by accident because the women just thought they looked good. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand those aspects of the situation. You feel what I mean? So let me see. I think my dude is trying to get up on here again. Give me 1 second.
Hello?
Yes, sir. 372 was popping, man.
Yeah, I just donated to your PayPal. Amsterdam Finest.
Okay, got you. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. All right. So what is your question, man? What's going on?
So I wanted to ask, what exactly is the difference between being reliant on versus using something to your advantage when it comes to looks, for example, but also with other things?
Okay, so basically being reliant on it means that you don't have any control because you're not actively doing anything. So for example, being reliant on it means, like, let's say if a guy, me and a guy goes to a party, right? And he might have, for example, a woman who's attracted to him because of the way he looks, right? And let's say he musters up the courage to go and talk to her or whatever, and she's just like into him because she's really, really attracted to him, and she's sexually attracted to him, and she wants to make shit happen, right? Now, that's him relying on it because he didn't really do anything to make that happen. Do you understand what I'm saying? He was just there, and then she was just that attracted to him, and then shit happened. The problem is that those type of situations are rare. Do you understand what I'm saying? That doesn't happen often, right? And so what happens is that he's making things, or he's allowing things to happen in that situation based on his looks, versus the opposite, meaning that you're using it to your advantage, is that if you understand usually the type of women who are into your look, then what you do is that you use it to your advantage by putting yourself in situations to make it work better for you. So for example, let's say that same guy, right? Let's say he's a black guy, dark skin or whatever, tall, muscular, whatever it is like that, right? And then he knows that, let's say, for example, he knows that a bunch of, like, blonde white chicks usually gravitate to him. So what he's going to do is he's going to say, oh, let me go to that bar or that club, because that bar or that club has those type of women that are usually gravitating to me because of my look. So he's using it to his advantage by going to that spot, and then also being able to go up to them, talk to them, interact with them, and knowing that he has his look in his arsenal to make that work for him. You see what I'm saying? So in one situation, he just goes to a place, doesn't understand what the fuck is going on. One chick, he's talking to that's interested in him, happens to make something happen. The other situation is he has a specific type of knowledge so that he has a situation or a strategy that he can use to make it work to his advantage. You see what I'm saying? So in one situation, he's just blindly just going about his situation. In the other situation, he understands what's going on and he uses it to his advantage, and he creates a strategy to get what he wants. You see what I'm saying? It's two different types of situations. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. So what I've been noticing is that lately it's summer now in Amsterdam, and I cut down to a real low body fat percentage. Now that I'm hollering with my shirt off on my bike, for example, whatever the case may be, I'm getting so much more numbers and I'm getting more dates and all that shit. My approach hasn't changed at all. But the choosing signals I'm getting and the type of responses, it sort of feels like cheating. So at some point, I wasn't sure, like, am I being reliant on my looks now, or am I actually using it to my advantage? You understand?
So what you said your approach hasn't changed at all. Like, what do you mean?
Well, in terms of the verbals, for example, or my eye contact, or whatever the case may be, it's just that I now started to do my approaches more shirtless instead of being dressed, for example. And I'm getting much better responses.
Yeah, because you're more confident now. That's why you're getting better responses.
I don't think my confidence has changed, though, to be honest.
No, it has. You literally, this is what I'm trying to see. That's the thing you don't understand. See, you're saying you're doing the same exact thing, but the only thing that changed is that now you're shirtless. How come you weren't shirtless before?
Well, even with the body that I have right now, I had days where I was approaching in just regular polo shirt and nice dress pants.
No. My question is, why weren't you before shirtless, and now all of a sudden you're shirtless?
Because it's summer now. The sun is out and good temperature.
No. You said that you got a certain percentage body fat now than you had before, right?
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely the case. However, also right now with the low body fat percentage, when I go out to approach girls and I'm dressed up and I'm not shirtless, I also tend to see that the responses that I'm getting are not as good as when I'm shirtless and I have a nice tan and my tits are
right, because that's
showing.
that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're more confident than you were before. So what I'm saying is this: before, when your body was different, you weren't as confident as you are now based off of how your body looks. Because if you were before that, you would have been shirtless before that. So what I'm saying is, you're saying, well, my approach isn't different. It's totally different because you're more confident now than you were before. That's the part you're not getting.
Yes, this I understand and I agree. However, what I also said is that also right now, so with the low body fat percentage, me looking good, shirtless, etc., on the days that I do go out dressed, so not undressed but dressed, my responses are not as good.
I know, because caller, because you're more confident with your shirt off. Does that make sense?
I guess then subconsciously, maybe you're right. Yeah,
bro. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, before you see, I'm taking into account everything you're saying. You said I got a lower percentage body fat. I started going out shirtless, right? So what that means is that before, when your body fat was more, when you had more body fat, you weren't going shirtless. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And so what I'm saying is, now that you got to a lower body fat, you feel more what? Comfortable to take off your shirt. Comfortable meaning what? More confident. And so what I'm saying is, see, this is the thing. Everything that is happening is connected. You can't separate. See, this is what y'all don't understand. You can't separate you from you. You understand? Meaning that you getting a lower percentage body fat, feeling better about yourself, all goes into your actual approach. So you're not, so you said, well, I'm approaching the same way. You're not approaching the same way because you're not the same fucking guy you was before. Do you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that that difference comes into account within the approach. So what I'm saying is that you're confident, you got more confident. So therefore, when you approach those women, you're approaching them with more confidence, which means you're going to get a different result. You see what I'm saying? See, but the thing is this, men who have game have that confidence regardless of how they look. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? You had to look a certain way in order to get to that level of confidence. Does that make sense?
It does. So does that mean I am being reliant on my looks?
Well, to an extent, yes. To an extent, yes. Because check this out. If in the next 3 or 4 months you put on more weight, right? Are you going to go out shirtless?
Probably not.
Why not?
Well, because I like myself better when I look more tasty and delicious.
This nigga said tasty and delicious. Oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
Yo, but bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm talking about. We're saying the same thing. What I'm saying is that you feel, and again, there's not wrong with this. I'm just getting you to understand what's going on.
Isn't there really?
Huh?
Isn't there really nothing wrong with it? Because I sort of feel like there is.
No. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is on the surface, there's nothing wrong with it. If you're looking better, you might feel better. It is what it is. What I'm saying though is
that okay?
Right. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's okay, but it's still surface level. What I'm saying is that if you have core confidence, that means that you will feel confident regardless. Do you see what I'm saying? And so that's the problem with a lot of guys. And I'm glad you brought this up, because this is the issue with a lot of good-looking dudes, which is why they have a hard time attracting women. It's because when you hold on to the fact of just your looks, right? That's the thing that is going to make you confident, but at the same time insecure, because you're holding on to that also too much. So just like you said, well, I got to a lower percentage body fat, I took my shirt off, that started approaching these girls and shit was going popping off or whatever it is like that, right? But then you also said, if I gain more weight, I wouldn't take off the shirt, and then because I wouldn't look as good and all this other stuff. So what I'm saying is that your level of confidence is now predicated on how you look. You understand? That's the issue. Now, this is the thing. I'm saying that it's not necessarily a bad thing if you know that and understand that. But if you don't know that and understand that, what's going to happen is that subconsciously you're not going to realize these things. So subconsciously, in your subconscious, you're going to start to think, damn, well, maybe I'm not as good looking, because what's going to happen is you're going to approach some girl with your shirt off, and she's not going to be impressed. You understand? Or you're going to be approaching some girl with your certain percentage of body fat, and then she not going to give you the type of response you want. And then you're going to second guess yourself because you've made your look the end all be all thing, or the thing that's the most thing in the situation. You understand what I'm saying? But again, your looks is still a part of you. So I understand and I get it, because you want to look your best. That's fine and that's good. But what I'm saying is that if you're making your looks the main thing, simultaneously what's happening is that your looks is also it's like the crutch. It's the kryptonite. It's the thing that's going to make you weak, because now you're going to always second guess yourself based on your looks. And then because you made the looks the most important thing, right? Then what's going to happen is that you're going to feel like the reason why you're not successful is because you're not good looking enough. And then you're going to be so obsessed with your looks, you're going to be them niggas that be fucking getting nose jobs and shit and trying to do steroids and do a whole bunch of other extra shit, because you're like, damn, well, I'm not getting the responses I wanted from women. So maybe I'm just not good looking enough, because if I was good looking enough, then I'll be getting the responses I want. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so on one side, you're sort of on my side by saying you want to look your best, and it's good that you're becoming more confident, etc.
Right.
And as long as you do it consciously is okay, and that's the case with me. Like, I totally understand that this does make me more confident. But on the other hand, it's also a negative thing simultaneously, because I'm sort of being reliant on it to a certain extent, right?
Yes, because think about it this way. Think about it like a car. If you have a car, right, you got the steering wheel, you got the wheels, you got the seat, you got the outer side, you got the fucking engine. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is this: if you're saying, well, you're basically saying, well, the most important part about this car is the steering wheel. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, well, you need the engine, you need some gas, right, in order for the shit to go. So what I'm saying is that your looks are important, but the looks is just part of the fucking thing. It's not the entire thing. So when you make it the entire thing, you don't really go anywhere. You don't really get anywhere. That's what I'm trying to say. So what I'm saying is everything matters. You see what I'm saying? So when dudes is talking about, oh man, it's just about looks, what you're saying is the same thing as saying, well, the most important part about the car is the steering wheel. Fuck the gas, fuck the engine, fuck all that other shit. No, you need everything. You see what I'm saying? So yes, work on your looks, look the best you can, but you still have to have a certain mindset. You still need to know how to talk to women. You still need to be confident. You still need to be a guy who knows how to dress. All of those things matter. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is you don't toss everything to the side and say, man, well, I just got to make sure, I'm looking tasty and delicious. And that's going to make no, that's not going to help you, bro, because then you're holding on to that. And then that's basically you become weaker because that's the only thing you have going. You see what I'm saying? Because the way you look, right? How old are you?
I'm 26.
You're 20. See, you a young motherfucker now. I'm 42 years old. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. One day you're going to be old if you're lucky enough to live long enough to be an old motherfucker. And you're not going to look the exact same way you looked when you're 26. You see what I'm saying? When you're 46, you're probably not going to look the same as when you were 26. Now, if you're older and you take care of yourself, you can still look pretty good and pretty decent. What I'm saying to you guys is that if you're relying on that, let's say you rely on that and you're getting girls that's trying to fuck with you here and there because of your looks. Then let's say you get older, you're in your late 30s, early 40s. Now you're like, damn, I want a girlfriend. I want a wife. I want to have some kids. I want to, how the fuck are you going to get a woman to be consistent with you in a long-term relationship and to be happy when you've been coasting on your looks for a decade? You see what I'm saying? You don't know how to maintain a relationship. You don't know how to talk to women. You don't know how to seduce women. You don't know how to keep a relationship going because all you've been doing is coasting on your looks and hooking up here and there from women who are just sexually attracted to you based off your looks. You see what I'm saying?
Totally. And I'm not coasting on my looks. I am working on everything and I'm pretty happy about the results I'm getting. And I can tell it's not just for my looks. However, I can also tell that I'm lacking a lot of core confidence, as you just said. And I'm being reliant on not just my looks, but also like my status, social skills, all that shit, but like the superficial stuff,
Right.
How do you make that switch, sort of?
Well, the thing is, again, look at all those things as, icing on the cake. You understand? If you got money, you got a certain status, whatever, in your situation, whatever, and even if you look a certain way, that's icing on the cake, meaning like, the thing is the main thing is you overall. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing that's making you insecure is you relying on these surface level things. You see what I'm saying? See, this is the thing. Check this out, right? So let's say you said you're relying on what, like your status? What's your status?
I'm a doctor.
Okay, cool. Now, how many other doctors do you think there are in the world?
A lot.
Exactly. So right.
Shredded.
Right.
Like
so right. So this is the thing. Check this out. There's a lot of doctors in the world, and you're using your status as doctor as a thing, as a draw. Then it cancels itself out because there's a whole bunch of other doctors. You understand what I'm saying?
There's not a lot of doctors who look good like me, and have gay so.
But there are doctors out there who would be good looking as you, or a woman might think they're better looking than you, right? So what what happened?
Well, there's many of these other traits like the LMS stuff, and I'm working on maxing all these stats.
Right, but this is the problem.
There's a lot of doctors who have that.
But bro, this is the problem though. This is the problem. You're trying to max it out. You trying to max out what your money. So what? You make what, 6 figures, 7 figures?
I'm not making anything right now because I just graduated.
Okay, so let's say you start making 6 figures or even 7 figures or whatever it is like that, right? There's other people who are making the same amount or more, right? You saying, oh, I got this percentage body fat, I look this way. There's going to be other people who look just like you or better. See, what I'm trying to get you to understand is that surface level shit will always cancel itself out. So therefore, what happens is that you become average. See, this is what you got to understand. What makes you the most attractive to women in general is that you stand out. You can't stand out if you're average. And you're average if you're focusing on all the things everybody else is doing and what they're about. So if you're talking about looks and money and status, when you concern yourself with looks, money, and status, that makes you average. You understand what I'm saying? The reason why it makes you average is because you're like, well, I'm a good-looking guy. Cool. So are a bunch of other niggas is good-looking dudes, right? Well, I got a lot of money. Really? A bunch of other niggas got a lot of money. Oh, I'm a doctor. A bunch of other niggas are a doctor. So what is it about you that makes you that nobody else has? What about you that makes you so unique that makes you like no one else can compare to that? That's what makes you attractive.
I absolutely agree, and that would be my masculine identity, right?
Exactly. It's about who you are. That's what makes you the most attractive. Not about your looks, not about your money, not about your status, none of that shit.
I absolutely agree, but hear me out. So not me, for example. Let's take another guy, a Tyrone, who's a pilot, not looking at his money even, ripped, six-pack abs, amazing, 50K plus Instagram, Bugatti, all that shit. You know, I understand that. That surface level shit, it's an average thing to look at. But if he, so to speak, maxed out all these stats, then by default, he's already not average. Considering
No, he is average. That's what I'm trying to tell. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. What I'm trying to tell you, he's average because everything you mentioned, there's a large number of people who have the same shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They have the same shit or the similar to the same shit that they got. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
But do they have that all at the same time? I don't think so.
Yes.
There's not.
Yes. That's what bro. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Yes. Bro, okay, check this out. Check it. Let me flip it another way so you understand this. Let me flip it another way, right? Let's say, you know, you have a beautiful woman, because I'm sure you want like, what type of woman you attracted to? What type of woman you like?
The baddies.
Okay, so now let's say the baddies. Now, would you say that the baddies have on the front end a lot of options of dudes that want to get with them? Like they have a lot of different types of guys that want to get with them, right?
Yes, and by the way, when I said baddies, I sort of feel ashamed, but yeah, I guess that's
okay. No,
now.
But that's what I'm saying. So now let's talk about the type of guy you described, right? He's this Tyrone nigga. He got money. He got a nice car. What else? Like he got all this shit going, right? Do you think that baddie, right? You think that guy hollering at her is the only type of nigga that hollered at her that has the same shit he has?
No, that's an amazing argument, actually.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What I'm saying is that those things don't make that motherfucker special. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You see what I'm saying? So and check this out. A lot of these baddies, if you're gonna be real, especially with shit like social media, Instagram, and all these other things, these baddies get hit up by other niggas who got more than him. They get hit up by celebrities. They get you understand what I'm saying? They get hit up by all types of dudes. So, but the thing is this, even with the celebrities, right? The celebrities are still average when compared to other celebrities. So if a chick is getting hit up by, let's say a chick got hit up by Lil Wayne, Drake, all these other rappers, Future, and all this other shit, and then another rapper, let's say like, I don't know, Lil Baby or one of these niggas try to hit her up. You think she's gonna be impressed? She's like, nigga, I get hit up by rappers every week. So it's not a big deal. So what happens is that by her own perspective and by her own experience, those guys become average because she's used to that. That's what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying is what she's not used to is a guy's uniqueness, what makes him him, what she can't get anywhere else. That's when you talk about game and understanding yourself. This is why we're saying when you're focusing on the surface level shit, look, you can use the surface level shit to your advantage, like I said. But if you're relying on the surface level shit, that's when you're always going to lose. You understand what I'm saying? Because check this out. Even if, for example, if you're the type of guy, like, because we're talking about good-looking guys and being able to attract women. Let's say you're so good-looking, you're so sexy and all this other shit. Women just, oh my, they're just like, this nigga's fine and all that other stuff, right? Let's say that you're getting some sex, some casual sex, some ass from some women because they think you're sexually attractive or whatever, right? What's going to happen is that you're going to get a certain amount of sex and a certain amount of that experience to where you get used to it. You understand? Now, because you get used to it, what's going to happen is you're going to be like, damn, well, this is cool and all, but, you know, that girl I met 2 weeks ago, I'm kind of feeling her. How the fuck do I keep that woman in my situation? Right? And that's what you're not going to know because you don't have the game. That's what you're not going to have. She's not going to chase you or not going to want to fuck with you because there's nothing different about you. You're just another good looking nigga she fucked. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying where it's surface level. What I'm saying is that guys who have game understand how important it is to stand out. But see, the thing is you stand out the more that you're in tune with yourself. You see what I'm saying? And so if you're worried about all of this looks, money, status, I got to get this, I got to max this out, I got to, get to 2% body fat, all these other different things, it's not really going to be a thing that's going to really, really help you out in the long run. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I've been over all your programs and over all Miles's programs, and it has given me amazing insights and stuff. And I can tell that more and more I'm starting to develop my masculine identity and be less and less reliant on these service level things. However, is it maybe due to like my age and lack of experience that I sort of feel like doing these things anyway because it's so shiny, and I don't know. Can you say something about age, perhaps? Like, is it a young dude type of thing, or?
So you're saying that you still want like what?
Well, all these things are so shiny, right? Like the 6-pack abs and the fucking Instagram and all that shit. Is that maybe due to a lack of experience or the young age and stuff that as you get more mature, you start developing your masculine identity more and more, and you start to feel like these service level things are in fact service level bullshit things, and the desire to max these things out, so to speak, just fades away? Or
yeah, well, the thing is, it's about perspective, bro. That's all it's about, man. Like what I'm saying is, like, there was a spiritual teacher, I forgot who it was, but he said a saying. He said before I was enlightened, I was depressed, and then he said after I got enlightened, I continued to be depressed. Right. So basically, what that means is that the shit is the same. Just your perspective is different. So he's saying I was depressed before I was enlightened, but my perspective was different than when after I got enlightened and I was depressed. So it's not to say he's not going to get depressed. He's saying that my perspective on depression is different, right? Based off of my perspective and what I've gone through and the experiences I had. So same thing with this. You could want all of the fucking money and the status and all that other shit. What I'm saying is it's all going to be the same. It's your perspective that changes if you actually see it for what it is. So what I'm saying is this: you can enjoy, looking a certain way and doing all that. That's great. You can enjoy having all this money, having a nice car. You can enjoy all of that shit, right? What I'm saying though is that your perspective is that having all that shit is going to get you a certain thing and is going to make you happy. What I'm trying to tell you is that it's not. But the thing is that you won't get to that perspective a lot of times until you go through it. So sometimes you got to go through it to see that it's not going to be the thing that's going to get you happy. Because what I'm saying is coming from one side of the spectrum. What you're saying is coming from the other side. Right now, you might not be able to see what I'm saying because you're not there yet. You feel what I'm saying? But you see what I mean? But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that it's all the same shit. It's just like, for example, real quick, it's like, You ever hear people say, man, I had so much sex and I felt empty. The reason why they feel empty is because they were looking for sex to make them happy. But if you just have sex, just to have sex and enjoy the sex while it's happening and then just call it a day when it's over, then you can actually enjoy having casual sex because you're not looking for casual sex to bring you anything. You're not looking for it to do anything afterwards. You're just taking it for what it is and enjoying it. So enjoy the money, enjoy the cars, enjoy the fancy houses and jewelry, enjoy partying and doing all the other shit. What I'm saying though is that those things are not going to get you what you want, because this is the thing. What most guys want is they want a woman who desires them. They want a woman who respects them. They want a woman who actually wants to be with them. And so what I'm saying is just looking good is not going to get you a woman who actually wants to be with you. No woman is like, man, you know what? I wanted him to be my husband and the love of my life because he looks good. That this doesn't happen. You see what I'm saying? No woman is like, damn, you know, like I just have this urge, this desire to be with this man because he has so much money. Like that doesn't happen. You understand? A woman is like, not like, damn, man, this guy's status because he's so well known or famous or he has a status in his life. Man, that really gets my pussy wet and that really makes me think about him. That doesn't happen. What makes a woman say all these things where she's like, I desire this guy, I respect this guy, I want to be with this guy, I want to do whatever he says, I want to be a part of this program. What makes her want to fuck with that guy is she sees who that guy is. But she only sees who that guy is because that guy sees who he is. Because once he sees who he is, then he can be that guy he is. And once he's being that guy he is, that's when she can experience that guy. Do you see what I'm saying? Right now, when women are dealing with all these guys, you know what they're experiencing? They're experiencing a fucking insecure dude who's worried about his looks, his money, and his status. That's what they're experiencing. You see what I'm saying? So on the surface level, she'll fuck with you because she can use you up for those things, but she doesn't really respect you. She doesn't really care about you. She doesn't really have a desire for you, which is why she doesn't chase, which is why she doesn't stick around, which is why she doesn't really respect you, which is why she doesn't really adhere to your leadership or anything, because she's not really fucking with you because she don't even see you. She only sees the looks, money, and status. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Amazing. Once again, I totally agree. I had this genuine desire experience once in my life where I wasn't Chad maxed at all. And what I can say is that now my quote unquote stats are boosted, that I'm getting more, so to speak, baddies. Sorry for using that term. And let's end this call because there's other people waiting and you have to finish your video, etc.
Well, listen, I appreciate you calling, bro, because you brought up a very good situation. So so we could talk about this particular topic here too, where guys are struggling with all this shit. But go ahead.
Yeah. So one thing you just said that really stick to me, and what I feel like is something I just have to go through. You said that you may only realize that once you've done it and once you've gone through it. And I feel like I have to do that shit. I have to chat max myself and all that shit. And to be honest, I am enjoying the process because I'm getting more healthy. I'm getting, more money. Like, it's actually good for me on the surface level. Yes, of course, but it does good things for me.
Right.
And maybe when I get there, then I'm going to think about this call that we had. And then I'm going to think maybe in a couple of years, I don't know. I hope it's going to be in a couple of years because I don't want to be reliant on this shit forever. Like, I can tell it makes me in some ways insecure. That's very true. So,
yeah, because that's how it works. When you're attached to things, you have anxiety because you need the things to be there for you to feel good. So when they're not there, you don't feel good. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens when you're attached to things. You see what I'm saying?
How do I unattach? How?
Bro, that's what I'm telling you.
Am I too young, maybe?
No. It's not about you being too young. You have to see it, bro. You see, okay. You have to. This is the thing. No, this is the thing. I can't teach you how to do it. You have to see it. What I'm saying is that sometimes going through it gets you to see it. You see what I'm saying? Because you could see it literally right now. We could hang up the phone and you probably like, oh shit, I get it, right? Or it might take you fucking 20 years to get it. What I'm saying is that you have to see it, and only you can see it. Nobody can teach you this. I can't teach you this. Nobody else can teach you this. You have to be able to teach. You have to be able to see it for yourself so you understand what's going on. But part of what helps you see it sometimes is you going through the thing, because once you're tired of being anxious, once you're tired of feeling insecure, once you're tired of fucking, running around and chasing all these things, then you'll drop all the type of shit that you're chasing. And then, and at that point, maybe you'll start to really recognize it and see it. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is this, right? Is the ironic part about your situation, and for most guys and most people in general, is you're chasing something in order to, get the happiness, or in order to arrive. The funny part is, the ironic part is you really got to drop it and then you'll arrive. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the part that confuses people. They think they have to keep going and acquire more in order to reach the point of where they're trying to go. What I'm telling you is that you really have to drop this shit. You understand? Once you drop the shit, then you'll actually fucking arrive. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's about.
And I try to meditation, masculine identity membership, visualizations, all that shit, but I can't. I really can't.
That's what I'm saying. You're just not ready yet. One day it'll all make sense. One day you'll see it, and one day you'll recognize it. Because again, like I said, I could explain it to you till I'm blue in the face. The thing is with words are limiting. So I can't even tell you what it is. You have to feel it and experience it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, for example, if you were born blind, right? Can I describe to you the color green?
No.
Right. You would have to just, for some miraculous reason, get your sight, and then you would see the color green. You'd be like, oh shit, that's what green is. There's nothing I can do to describe to you the color green if you're blind. Do you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that you have to gain your sight, and then you'll see it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Awesome. Until then, I'm gonna Chad Max LMX myself. Out there. So
all right.
That's good.
All right, bro.
So much for the call.
Yes, sir. All right, appreciate the call, man. Appreciate it. All right, I think 412 is trying to call up. It might have been AT. I couldn't merge the calls for some reason. The calls are not merging for some reason. So call back if you guys want to call back. But yeah, that's the thing I'm telling you, man. And this goes with the whole topic of, guys who are good looking and struggles, because they're holding on to that type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? They're holding on to that type of shit. All right, so let me get 412 on the line. All right, 412 was popping. Who this?
Hey, Mr. Carlos, AT calling. I definitely did donate first.
AT, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what's going on? What's going on?
All right. Definitely want to call up. Just had like a couple of questions about the whole topic. So would you say, when you're saying about guys that strictly use their look, without having game, that there's only a certain percentage of women? Do you think because since they have the looks, the women are attracted to them and do get attention from women, that they either feel like they don't have to learn game or don't know that they need to learn game because they're getting attention from women?
Right. It could be either. It could be either or both. Actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what happens is that see, a lot of dudes when they're able to, let's say, get a woman here or there that is attracted to them because of their looks, and then they try to make shit happen, and shit kind of flows easy because the chick is cooperating because she's sexually attracted to them, right? They think that that's it. You understand? And then sometimes what happens is, and this is the funny part, if you sometimes you'll notice, and shout out to, I forgot, what's the guy? Dan, I think his name is Dan Bacon. He did a video about this. He's another coach. And he said that a lot of times good-looking guys you'll usually see those guys with the like average looking women generally. And what he was saying was because usually the hottest girls aren't going to really like approach those guys or give them that type of energy, because the hottest girls are, they're not trying to do that. They're just waiting for the guys to come up to them. So the average to below average women, because the guy is good looking to them and hot to them, they'll go after it because they get validation from dating a guy or being with a guy who's that good looking. And so because the guy doesn't have game and he just coasts on his looks, what he does is that he's taking the path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance is, let me just get with the girls who are giving it to me easy. And so the reason why they take the path of least resistance is literally the same reason why the hot girls aren't going to really give him the flavor like that, is because as a good looking guy, he's like, why risk going out here hollering at chicks and getting rejected when I can just take the women who are sexually attracted to me or physically attracted to me from the jump, right? And it makes sense to a certain extent, because it's like, well, why bother trying anything else if I'm getting something here and there, right? But the problem is that those guys usually are getting women who they're not that into anyway. So when those guys see the hot girls they want, they usually don't approach them because they're scared, or they don't know how to approach, or they don't know how to talk. Why? Because they've never actually really put in work to go and talk to those women, because they're like, well, I don't got to talk to girls. I'll just fuck with this 6 over here who's going to fuck with me. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So then I guess what percentage would you say that, because I know you say, it all matters and it doesn't matter. So what, I guess, percentage, just curious, would you put on, obviously, not focusing on your looks, but being, being the best looking you can be, losing weight, grooming and everything. What percentage would you say that helps you with in, attracting women, versus what percentage would you say game helps you, attract women?
Well, that's the thing. All of it is under game though. See, what happens is when you separate it, that's the mistake. You see what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. Check this out. Let me explain something. So what happens is that a guy who has game is going to automatically look his best, right? But you can have a guy who looks his best but doesn't have game. I'm gonna say that again. A guy who has game is automatically gonna look his best, but you can have a guy who looks his best but doesn't have game. So what that means is when I say a guy who has game is automatically gonna look his best, because he's a guy who has game, that means that on all levels he's on point. You understand? This is why, for example, when you look at pimps are usually like well dressed and they're always looking sharp and fly. They got a certain type of look, the clothes, the haircut, everything is fly, because they already have the mindset of their game is already that on point. So every part of their life, everything they're doing is connected, right? Then you have a guy who doesn't have game, so he may just focus on looks. Because what happens is that he's focusing on the looks. And again, those looks might get him certain girls checking him out, or he gets those girls who are going to sort of just like give him some energy because of the way he looks, but he doesn't really have game. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that when you separate all of it, right, what you're doing is that it's not understanding what game is about. Because if you understand game, then everything with it is going to together. Do you see what I'm saying? Everything comes together, because the way your mind works when you have game, what happens is that you take that into every aspect of what you do. See, it starts with the mind, and then every aspect of what you, like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. You guys know that when I do, for example, a live stream, right? What I do is I think about everything. I think about the placement of the mic. I think about what's the background. You feel what I'm saying? I think about the clothes that I'm going to wear. I make sure that the way that I'm looking in the fucking, video is good as far as like my appearance and all that other stuff. So I'm thinking about every little thing. You see what I'm saying? Even when I do my Bad Boy membership programs, I have a formula of how I do it. I say, okay, I'm going to do this part first. It's going to be the middle part. It's going to be the conclusion. And then these are the steps that people are going to learn with this particular thing. You see what I'm saying? So everything is connected. You see what I'm saying? So there's nothing that I'm doing that I haven't thought about. There's nothing that I'm doing that is an accident. This is what Rose said, that when he said accidents don't happen with motherfuckers that got game, because guys who have game are meticulous about how they do shit and how they present. You see what I'm saying? So it's all connected. So that's the thing where it can be, well, this percentage is the looks and this percentage is the game, because everything is the game. Game is not separate from looks, from your look. That's what guys got to understand. So this is why I said earlier, I was talking to the other guy and I said, yo, you have guys out there who use their looks to their advantage, i.e. having game. And then you got guys who are reliant on their looks, i.e. not having game. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you. And then one last question I was thinking about. I remember before, a while ago, you had this, I want to say like a hierarchy where you put it, I don't know if it was, you had like good looking men at the top, then good looking women.
All right, yeah.
Women. So I was going to ask, like, where would you place it as far as, looks, in game? Would you like, I guess at the top, I'm assuming would be a guy with looks and game, and then would it be next a guy with good looks or a medium guy with game? Or
right. Well, what is the thing? You can't say looks and game because you're separating it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So there's no such thing as looks and game. You understand? It's you have game. If you have game, you're going to have the looks. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what I said. You automatically, so for example, like I said, automatically, if you have game, automatically the looks part is going to be handled. So for example, I had a guy hit me the other day. He said, oh, Lucario, you always talk about this game stuff, but what if a guy is like sloppy and he don't know how to dress and he looks like a bum? You trying to tell me him having game is going to get him girls? I said, bro, well, if he had game, he wouldn't look like a fucking bum who's sloppy. You see what I'm saying? So look at someone like Gorgeous Dre or even Tariq Nasheed or whatever. Look at their videos. Look at how they look. You understand? They always clean shaven. You understand what I'm saying? Look like they take care of themselves. Why? Because they have game. So when you have game, that part is automatically handled. You see what I'm saying? So now when we talk about the hierarchy, when I said the top guys are at the top, then you have all women, then you have average guys, then you have below average guys, right? The top guy is not a guy just that looks good. The top guy is the guy who has game, which means he hits on all cylinders. He's the most attractive guy. The most attractive guy is the guy who has game, right? Below him is all women. Now, below women is average guys. Now, average guys are the guys who are good looking, but they have no game. Do you see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Right. So if you're a good looking dude, but you ain't got no fucking game, right? That means you're average. You see what I'm saying? Just like the guy that called earlier, where he was, right before you, where he was talking about, I'm trying to look max and, but what if this, what if that? And I got this percentage body fat. He's the average guy, because there's a lot of guys who are good looking, but don't have game. You see what I'm saying? Which makes him average because he's just like the rest of them. You see what I'm saying? Now you have the below average guys, and those are the guys who don't really look that good, don't take care of themselves, don't got no game or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, where you have to understand that game encompasses all of it. So a lot of times when guys talk about looks versus game, people think game is just having a mouthpiece, or, oh, well, you don't have to have game if you look good. That's what they say. You see what I mean? Like, and it's a bunch of nonsense. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. That makes sense. Like you said, it encompasses, all. I guess I was more asking, like, because obviously we know where if you're going to have natural, attraction over other people, or natural, some are going to be naturally good looking over others, but they've also, mastered their mouthpiece and everything. So if there was I guess thinking like, would there be a hierarchy with that? But if you're saying game encompasses all, then that makes sense.
Right, because check this out. If you have a guy, let's say you have a guy who, just for the sake of argument, let's say you have a guy who, people would consider a good, like, let's use a celebrity. Like, I don't know, what's a celebrity guy people might think is good looking, like a Chris Hemsworth or Brad Pitt, Idris Elba, like those type of niggas, right? Now, let's say you have those type of guys who they were considered good looking, But let's say they didn't have no game as far as they're just good looking, but overall they're not really about it, right? What's going to happen is that women will check them out and be like, oh, he's a handsome guy. But then when the guy talks to her, she's probably going to be like, whatever. Or he'll get a woman who will want to have sex with him because she's like, oh, I'm sexually attracted to him based off his look, but that's going to be a smaller percentage. Now, let's say those same guys that look like that have game. So they're naturally already good looking, but they also have game, meaning that on all cylinders, everything is working out. They dress good, they look good, they smell good, they fucking know how to talk to women, all those things, right? Those guys are now the top guy. Now, check this out. Right. Let's say you have a guy like Idris Elba or Chris Hemsworth, that type of guy, but all he is good looking, right? Then you have another guy, let's say like an average guy like Toby Maguire or some shit. I don't know. One of these average niggas, right?
Jonah Hill.
You're right, Jonah Hill, right? Like so now let's say you have a nigga like Jonah Hill, but he has game. Jonah Hill be the top guy while the fucking Chris Hemsworth and the Idris Elba, who is just good looking, would be the average nigga. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say. Like if any of you guys ever watch, shout out to what's his name? Tyler from RSD. Now I've seen Tyler from RSD in person. So I know how he gets down when it comes to him interacting with women. I've seen this guy, Tyler, who's a fucking, you would say, average looking dude who's bald. You understand what I'm saying? Fucking take chicks away from taller, quote unquote, good looking niggas. Why? Because he's a top guy. Why? Because he has game. This is what I try to tell guys. So when everything is encompassed, that's the guy who has game. When you're just a good-looking motherfucker, you're just a good-looking motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens.
Right. And then one last thing, and I'll jump off. So then, because I know, of course, you talk definitely about, approaching and everything like that in real life. How would you say this applies online? Does it still stay the same? Because obviously online you're going off of looks first. Just curious your thoughts on how does that apply online, or does it stay the same no matter what?
Right. Well, the thing with online is just all about marketing. So you don't have to be the best looking dude. You just have to present your pictures in the best looking fashion. Because remember, I did a show the other day where I was talking about, the whole thing about having casual sex weekly, and I showed average looking guys, but they were dressed well with awesome pictures. You see what I'm saying? Right. So the presentation again, and again, like I said, that also means that you have game because you know how to present well. You see, that's what I'm saying. Game is the foundation. It's the basis. You understand? So what happens is that when you have that basis, everything falls into place. So you're not going to have a guy who has game, but he dresses sloppy. You're not going to have a guy who has game, but he don't know how to talk to women. You're not going to have a guy who has game, but he doesn't know how to fucking have a haircut and get his shit popping and looking the best he needs to look. Because a guy who has game, he might say, you know what would make me look better if I worked out. You know what would make me look better if I whitened my teeth. You know what would make me look better? You see what I'm saying? Their mindsets is different. So they understand what needs to happen in order to make things go better for them. So not just with their look, but with everything. You see what I'm saying? So you can't be the type of motherfucker who you know how to make shit pop in a particular situation, but then don't know how to make yourself look better. That don't make no fucking sense. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said game is the pinnacle and everything falls under game. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, and that totally makes 100% sense because, right, it's like it's not just looks, it's a mindset. And that,
right.
You always say it starts with, the truth is inside you. So that's where it starts from within. So,
right.
I definitely appreciate that. Definitely, as always, taking the time out to give us your time and information, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. Appreciate the call, my brother. All right. So let's go to, we're going to go to 832 and then 804. 832, what's popping? Who this?
Oh, nothing, chilling, man. This is Jay. I think I donated like 7 to the Miles Joint.
All right, that's what's up. Appreciate you. So what's going on? Man?
No, chilling. Hey, I just want to kind of get your thoughts on, a guy choosing to kind of like downplay his external things. You know, I feel like when you're trying, is that him trying to adjust his game, or you feel like he's realizing that, you know what, I'm me without this shit. So when people ask me what kind of car I drive, I'm not in a rush to let them know I drive a Ferrari or I got a condo. Like, what's your thoughts on downplaying that type of shit? That type of stuff?
I mean, I get it where some people do it. The problem though is that a lot of times when you downplay it, it's you sort of not really understanding the power that you have in your situation. Because the reason why they downplay is they say, well, I want to downplay this because I don't want them to think I got shit, because then they're gonna, you know, try to get my shit or try to be with me because of this or whatever, right? But if you have control over your situation, then it don't matter what the fuck you say you got, or they see that you got shit, because they're not getting shit unless you allow them to get shit. They're not getting access unless you allow them to get access anyway. So you don't need to downplay it. You see what I'm saying? You just, and the thing is, you don't need to, like, you know, brag about it. It's just, listen, this is how I live. You understand what I'm saying? This is how I dress. This is how I walk. This is how I talk. So you don't have to necessarily downplay it to an extent, because then it's like, you know, you're doing that because you're nervous they're gonna come at you a certain way. Hold on, what's that in the background? Is that 804? 804, you gotta put yourself on mute, bro. 804, put yourself on mute.
No, that won't be.
So who is that? Is that you, 832?
Let me make sure.
It was like a bunch of shit in the background. But anyway, yeah, that's what it is. You don't got to downplay your shit. Just do you. And then what happens is that you don't like let a woman enter your situation until you make the decision to allow her to be in that. That's all it is.
Yeah. Nah, because I mean, truthfully, you know, I do think it's a time and a place to kind of like let somebody see behind the curtains. But I feel like you said, and like this common sense. If you're leading with, you know, your money, your car, or even working out, like, hey, I got muscles, everybody. That's why I'm wearing these little ass shirts, and I'm walking around everywhere with these beach shirts. I feel like, okay, that's a guy, and I get it. You're confident, but I guess, you know, at the end of the day, I guess it's either you're just overly confident, you're trying to let somebody know something, or you're doing that for a reason, which is cool. I just see people who make sure people see their car in the valet. I see people who make sure everybody see the watch, and I'm like, wow, you gotta let everybody know you got the watch. And I just laugh sometimes, man. Right.
The thing is, it's not about the difference between leading with your wallet and trying to brag and like, yo, look at what I got and what I'm doing. That's one thing. But if you're like, you know, if you're doing, you know, what you do, right? And that's just how you live, right? The thing is that, you know, you don't have to necessarily downplay it, because you're like, well, this is what I do on a regular anyway. You understand? So to downplay it to a certain extent, is almost like you're now switching up your life for the chick. You feel what I'm saying?
That's right.
So if it's something you normally do, then it is what it is. But if it's something you don't normally do, but you're trying to, you know, play it up, that's also some goofy shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, hey, I'm just going to keep doing what I do, and you can see what I'm doing, but don't think you're gonna get some of this if I, you know, until I let you know you could get some of this. You feel what I'm saying? So that's all on the person too. You feel what I'm saying?
That's right. My last thing before I get out, you know, sometimes I look at it like, sometimes it's like, I think the best route to go is just do yourself, because sometimes I look at like, you know, if I talk about the money, which I shouldn't, but it's like, okay, if I wear certain clothes, she gonna feel a certain way. It's gonna either way. If I get my haircut, which I'm doing for myself, she gonna get intimidated. So sometimes, like, you know what, I'm gonna just be me, but I'm gonna also be cautious, but I'm gonna still be me. And if I gotta, you know, take an L and she feel like, oh man, you know, damn, you wearing such and such, got a chain, got a nice car, I might not be the type of girl for you, because you probably like girls who make such and such and got a nice body. So I'd be like, man, sometimes I'd be like, you know what, sometimes girls cancel themselves out. So even if I do try to downplay it or upplay it, it's slippery. But like you said, at the end of the day, hey, I'm looking for women who are comfortable and content with themselves, who can go along with me. So I don't have to, drive the Honda when I really want to drive a Porsche. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I get it, man. I appreciate it, though, Lucario, for real, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the call, my brother. All right, I'm gonna holler at you, man. All right. So 804-804 is popping. Who this?
Yo, what's up, Lucario? This is Miles.
What
I
up?
donated too.
Appreciate the donation. All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. So what's going on? What's going on?
So the caller before this caller that just got off, I heard y'all talk about how when guys leave with looks, money, status, it's like they got like a anxiousness to them because like I can't remember why you said it, but like it correlated with me, but not with looks, money, status though, in a different way. And I figured that you could probably switch my thinking up when it came to it. So like how can I explain this? So when I go out and like approach women and stuff, it's like it's always a sort of anxiousness to me or a nervousness. And now that I'm saying that, I think I remember. I believe it's because it's like I not need it so bad, but like it correlated to when y'all talk about the spiritual kind of stuff. I really can't remember. Y'all went real deep and I can't really bring it back. But I believe you said something like to the effect of the guy was, when you leave with looks, money, status, it's like you not like being yourself. So it's like always an anxiousness to you. And when I feel like that's how it's working with me. Like I'm going out and I'm trying to approach these girls.
Right.
And it's like, I'm not okay. Like if I don't get the girl, it's like, dang, I don't feel good about myself. Like,
right.
And like, how would you explain that, like, or fix my thinking on that?
Well, the thing is that you got to stop attaching who you think you are to the responses you get from women. It's really that simple. Right. Like, so the thing is that, you know, you have to look at it like, okay, when you're approaching women, you're talking to women, that's just something you're doing, right?
Right.
What you're doing isn't who you are. It's just what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? So you're making what you do who you are, which is why you're feeling bad about yourself when shit don't go a certain way, right? Once you understand that what you're doing is just what you're doing and it doesn't affect who you are, then you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah. And I think that like it come back like in a circle. It's like a loop almost. Like I'm talking to this girl and I'm getting nervous. So like that's what throw the whole thing off. Because I honestly feel like when I go out and I approach women, if I didn't get nervous, I would do way better. I think that's the one big thing stopping me. Because I can almost look at some of these girls' faces and I can tell like when they do reject me, it's kind of like, oh yeah, nervous. Like nah, I'm good. So that's what I really need to figure out how I could fix, kind of thing.
Yeah, the thing is, you know, a lot of the nervousness and all that other stuff, you know, it just comes from, you know, a lot of the attachments you have to doing it. You understand? And again, it's something that, you know, you might have to practice for a while, because the thing is, it's like this. Usually what happens is that when you first go out and you try to make something happen, usually the first approach is the hardest, because the first approach, you're coming fresh off of, you know what I'm saying, just like not really doing that, and you're trying to get into it, and then so all of the hesitations and, you know, all of the things that you're thinking, that the fears of what could happen, all that stuff is going on in your mind. Now, once you approach that first woman, it's kind of like, okay, cool. Now I've warmed up and now I'm good, and then I can keep it going, right? And then what happens is the thing is, once you approach that first woman, the reality sets in that it's not that serious. It's not a big deal. It's not like anything that's gonna, like, you know, be a big situation. So then your mind says, oh, okay, let's do this again. Let's do this again. Let's do this again. And then you get used to it. So this is why a lot of times, the more that you do this and the more consistent you're doing this, the more it becomes second nature, the more it becomes something that's normal to you, and the more that it becomes just some regular everyday thing, and then it gets easier and easier to do. But a lot of times, most guys aren't doing it. Like I'd say like more than 98% of guys don't do this consistently, which is why it becomes harder when you are trying to do it, because you're taking breaks from doing it, right? But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. But the main thing is you got to stop attaching your identity and sense of self-worth to the responses women give you. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So you're saying that I should be able to be okay with no women in my life?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Because this is the thing. Check this out. Check this out. This is the thing. What happens is this, right? Is the reason why it's shit becomes such an issue, and the reason why you feel bad a lot of times is because you feel like you have to have the women, right, in order to feel good about yourself, in order to feel happy, right? Now, the thing is that you should be able to feel happy with or without them. You understand? Right. Just like the caller earlier. Remember when he said, I don't know if it was earlier, but he said, oh, I lost some body fat, so I took my shirt off and I was hollering at girls. And I was like, so did you take your shirt off when you were a little heavier? He's like, no. Right? So, so the thing is that it's about being able to be confident and comfortable with your shirt off, whether you have a six-pack or not. You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's about being comfortable and cool, whether you're with a woman or not. Because when you have that mindset, then you're not going to be afraid to approach, because you're saying, well, I'm just doing what I do. And whether she is trying to get with me or not, I'm good. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's where you got to get to that point.
And I think, and that's what I was trying to explain earlier. Like, it all come around in full circle, because like that's what another place my nervousness come from. It's like, if I don't get this girl, it's like, oh, then I got to go back to that bad feeling of like, man, I'm messing up, or it's like it's a loop, a continuous loop. But that's really all I have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. The more just do do what you do more, like go and approach girls, talk to girls more, and the thing is that the more you do it, right, and the more you just deal with women in general, and the more you experience with women, right, you'll start to see things for what it really is. Because listen, I'm 42 years old. I've been fucking with chicks since I was 15, 16. You understand? I've dated thousands of women. I had sex with, damn near like 300 chicks at this point. You understand what I'm saying? Like I have a wife, girlfriend, all this other stuff, right? So all of these things, right? And dealing with all these different types of women and being in situations where women come and go. You understand what I'm saying? My wife could come and go. My girl could come and go. It could, like, they could literally just be like, I don't want to fuck with you no more. Then what am I gonna do? I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not saying that I won't be like, damn, I'm kind of disappointed right now. But at the end of the day, what happens is that you need to basically have the understanding. Once you have the understanding, then the more and more this shit's not going to really affect you. Right now, it's affecting you because you're caught in this situation and you don't have the understanding. Because right. So the thing is this, right, is that part of why you believe what you believe is based off of some of your knowledge. So so a lot of times the reason why we believe certain things is because of what we know. And then if we knew better, then we wouldn't believe certain things, and then therefore we wouldn't feel a certain way. The reason why you feel a certain way is because you don't have a certain type of knowledge. The way that you can gain that certain type of knowledge is you need some experience. Go out there and talk to more women, date more women, get into a relationship, do all these things. What's going to happen is the experience is going to teach you exactly what I'm saying. This is the exact thing I was saying to the other caller. The experience is going to teach you something that I could never teach you with my own words. You have to experience it, because the experience is going to tell you and show you. You're going to be like, oh shit. So wait a second. I was nervous about not keeping a woman, but my experience is showing me that it's impossible to keep any woman to yourself forever. You see what I'm saying? And then once you get that understanding, you're like, well, why am I so caught up on trying to do something that doesn't fucking exist? Why am I trying to hold on to something that I can't hold on to? Why am I trying to get to a certain place when I'm already here? You see what I'm saying? That's the realization you come into once you start to experience. See, this is why, for example, a lot of niggas on the internet, the reason why they say goofy shit is because they haven't experienced it. Like a lot of your favorite content creators, they're not actually out there experiencing life, because if they was, they would never say the goofiest fucking shit they say on their videos. A lot of these motherfuckers talking about, yo, a woman can't pair bond if she had sex with a lot of people. Bullshit. Listen, these niggas have never been in long-term relationships. These niggas, all these niggas saying that they haven't had a girlfriend ever. Most of these guys have never been in a long-term relationship. So how the fuck do they know? They've never experienced it. So because they never experienced it, they talking to other niggas that's never experienced shit. So this is why you got a bunch of fuckery around YouTube and social media talking a bunch of fuck shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right, I got.
Right.
So I just need more experience. I need to get out there more.
That's what I'm telling you. Get out there more so that you can start to experience more, so that you start to come to these realizations. That's really what it comes down to. You see what I'm saying? Right now you're caught in the sort of like frame of mind or the zone of like you're doing certain things, but you're stopping yourself because you're attaching yourself to the situations. So it's a thing where you experience things fully, but you also at the same time are detached from it. You understand? And that's the hardest thing for a lot of people to do. So right now you're experiencing things, but you're attached to the things you're experiencing. What I'm saying is experience things fully, but also be detached from it. So what that means is I'm going to go and approach these girls. And I'm going to talk to these girls. I'm going to interact with these girls. So I'm going to experience fully going up to girls, getting rejected, talking to certain girls, getting certain girls' numbers, going on dates, girls flaking, fucking these girls, getting into a relationship break. I'm going to experience all of these things. And I'm going to be fully invested in the experience, but I'm going to also be completely detached. Now, what does completely detached means? Completely detached means that no matter what happens, I'm not going to say to myself, well, this girl did this, so that means I'm this. Or this happened, so that means that I'm not, none of that shit. No, I'm still me, regardless. No matter what the fuck happens, I'm not attaching my sense of self-worth. I'm not attaching my value to these things that happened. That's what it means to be detached. So you're experiencing it, but you're completely detached. So right now you're just way too attached because you're attaching your sense of self-worth and value to the reactions of the women. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, and I think that's the thing that everybody do too. That's why I'm stuck in it probably.
Right.
I hear it so like, oh, nigga, you don't get no bitches and stuff like that.
Right.
It's like,
but see, again, that's the ego thing. You're attached to that ego of feeling like, man, I got to get bitches so I can be cool. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. It's like, no, don't worry about that shit. You say, listen, I'm going out here to try to holler at this chick because I want to fuck. Or I'm trying to holler at this chick because I want a girlfriend and get that shit popping. I don't give a fuck about, looking cool and being, no, it's like, this is the reason. That's why I'm doing it. And if she's not with it, I'm gonna go to the next woman. And I'm not going to beat myself up because this girl doesn't want to talk to me. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing.
Right, I got you. I appreciate it, Mr. LaCroix. I knew you could help me out.
Sir.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. I man, appreciate the call, bro. All right, people. So I'm about to wrap this up because I gotta go real quick. I gotta go in a second. So let me turn off the phone lines. Let me see if I had any of these questions. Let me see some of these questions. Let me see if I could get some of these on here. Because this shit going a little slow. It says, I met this girl earlier today. I compliment her and ask her where she was from, Southern Italy, and she was a student. She said she was just out of a relationship a week ago and started crying. Okay, and then wait, let me see this other part. You said, I told her not all men are like that. I told her I was looking for a fuck buddy. Then she said no. What could I have done better? Oh my God, bro. Listen, man. Listen, this girl, she's just out of a situation and she's sitting there pouring her heart out to you and shit. She's just looking for somebody to talk to. She probably would have smashed because some girls, when they out of a relationship, they want to get that rebound dick. But you just got to be more smooth with your conversation, man. Because she was probably sitting there crying and shit, and you just like, oh, hey, yeah, that sounds crazy. You want to fuck? And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Right? So you could definitely get chicks, in those situations, but you gotta know how to talk to them and be smooth with that shit. So how to deal with haters at the club, seeing you pull all the women without getting into an altercation with these haters. Usually they'll just hate you from afar. Most of these guys ain't gonna actually come up to you and say shit and you know what I'm saying, and be on no stupid shit. They only do that if, like, let's say you hollering at a chick, they was with, and they're in the friend zone, shit like that. But other than that, it ain't really nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just keep doing what you do, focus on your shit, and then call it a day. So it says, Mr. Lucario, can you elaborate a bit more on how a man doing too much things, example, calling every day in the beginning, can affect the situation with the woman? Well, the thing is that if you're doing all that stuff, you're not actually, creating situations for her to follow. So if you're just sitting there chit-chatting on the phone all day and doing that type of shit, right? You're not creating a situation for her to follow, but also you're giving her the impression that she is, that she can have all your time like that. And, is at the beginning, you shouldn't be giving women this much attention and time and energy. You see what I'm saying? So, it's again, when you're first fucking with these chicks, just hit them up to set shit up so that you can, go out with them, hook up with them, whatever you're trying to do. Don't be going back and forth on the phone all day with these women. You know what I'm saying? All right. So this one says, hold on, let me try to get this one back. So I love talking shit to the ladies, and I still do, but there are days I fear where they will say, already approached me. What do I do? Keep talking? What? You feel they will say you already approached me? You saying like you run into a girl again? Is that what you're saying? If you already approached them, you know what I'm saying? And shit didn't pop off the first time, you know what I'm saying? Then, hit up and see if she can pop off now. And if not, then keep it moving. All right. Let me see. Hold on. When will the Game Kings Las Vegas come to the Bad Boy membership? So it'll be there in probably like the first week in October, around that time. But we'll keep you guys posted. You feel what I'm saying? We'll definitely let you know so that you guys can check it out, because the game is fire. So some chicks years ago told me I had to follow how to fix things in houses or I never have anyone. Your opinion here, please. That's a bunch of bullshit. Listen, I got to do a whole show on how you guys need to stop listening to women, man. Like seriously. Like some of y'all be listening to women too much, man. Women just be talking. Y'all be taking them seriously and shit. You understand? You do not need to sit there listening to women, taking them seriously. You just understand what you want to do. You let the chick know what you want to do and see if she's following your lead. That's it. That is it. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm about to wrap it up. I gotta head out. Make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com. Make sure you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, man, make sure you make that happen. And I will holler at y'all later. Remember, truth is inside you. Peace. I am gone. I'm out. Well, how do I start this shit? This shit is bugging.
I was thinking, I fucked up by even acknowledging y'all bitch niggas. Keep your mouth shut when you speaking to me. Your bitch is sleeping with me. Nigga, I beat it for free. She said you needing a fee. All that I'm being is me. Niggas be sleeping on me, so what they'll be dreaming of me? These bitch niggas is my groupies. They try to be just like me. I like coochie. They act like LGBTQ dudes be just putting extras on it. Like movies, I like Tootie. Kelly Bundy, I like Rudy. When she got older, that bitch bad, I like Judy. From Family Matters, she did porn, I like Tootsie. Topanga getting smashed, her lips was quite juicy. Facts. I'm sure you could tell I'm an 80s baby. Yes, sir. I fuck so much I should have 80 babies. Yes, sir. Only lady I'll call babies my lady. Any lady that'll play me is crazy. I was thinking that it gotta be hard for y'all to recognize that I'm that nigga and that y'all not that nigga. And that you'll never be that nigga. I slap a nigga in his fucking face and watch his mask fall off. He's a fucking fake. He's a fucking snake. You don't get bitches. You take pictures with prostitutes, nigga. Give me a fucking break. These goofy niggas on the internet, they be all into that. I'm where the winners at. Niggas be losing, that's why they trying to prove they getting that's wondering who I'm fucking. Your girl and tell you I'm hitting that. Niggas be like, yo, he's different. Just cause I ain't say your name don't mean I'm sneak dissing. Let's be clear, I'm dissing you, but I don't want niggas to know your name, my nigga, keep listening. You're a nobody, you hear no probably. From every chick you know, you want nobodies. That's how you like them hoes. Had me on your show and acted just like them hoes, biatch. I was thinking that you guys just gotta accept your losers. Cause everybody can be a winner. Real talk.